Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to week 3 of The Artist Way. This book here. Yeah. Let's do a check-in on how it's been going. Week 3 was about recovering a sense of power. A lot of the exercises were about the process for me and being a child. So my childhood accomplishments, things that I liked as a child, traits I liked as a child, that I like in myself. Those are some of the exercises. I didn't do the best on morning pages again. Been having a pretty long week in terms of the things I maxed out on. So my relationships and my job. I've been pretty much at my limit at both of those things. And just been struggling to find time for those two things, honestly, because my work has taken up so much of my free time and I would much rather be spending it with my relationships. But unfortunately, I can't do that. Let's see. Been having nightmares again, and then I just recently had a dream last night about this idea for a song that I voice recorded and tried to remember as best as I could. Yeah, it's basically talking about how my relationships have been going through a rough time this week. It's just been hard to navigate this point of one of my current relationships. Had a really long talk and discussion about where we're at in our relationship. I was feeling pretty frustrated and angry about it. Spent some time pondering and getting emotional, but it ended up working out. But that was a pretty large part of my week, so I was going through a lot of emotions and frustration and got it worked out. One of my morning pages, I drew a picture of a heart. So I was just feeling really frustrated with almost like this going back and forth feeling. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I just felt frustrated with like the yes and the no, but then you actually feel a different way about it and not being like straightforward about how you actually feel. And so I struggle with the no means yes and yes means no and like all of that sort of concept. And so I was finding it difficult to be able to support my partner in the way that they needed when it was feeling like some of those moments were extremely back and forth. That was towards the beginning of the week. Some of the exercises I did was, like I said, about childhood. So my favorite toy was the DS Game Boy. My favorite childhood game or video game was this game called Rune Factory. I remember I got Rune Factory 2 at Christmas when I was a kid, and it was like hidden inside the tree. Like, I was the type of kid to sleep, and then once I knew my parents were asleep, I would go straight downstairs to see like what happened, or like, I don't know, see all the gifts, like, or fall asleep near the tree. Like, I loved getting to see the presents, and like it made me feel so good. It made me feel so appreciated. And a lot of my childhood, the times I felt most appreciated were holidays, but like day to day, it didn't really feel like I was super appreciated. It was like almost like, oh, it's the day we have to do it. It's Valentine's Day, we have to like get you a gift. It's Christmas, we like have to do it. But like, are you gonna treat me great on my day to day life? No, because we don't have to, you know? So I absolutely loved holidays. Christmas, I remember just seeing the little game, the Rune Factory, like in the tree limbs, and I remember being so happy. That was like one of the best gifts I got when I was a kid. I was ecstatic. Uh, Best movie. Me and my sister loved watching Just Go With It. We loved all the Adam Sandler movies, but that was one we like watched on repeat for every family road trip. Back when they had those like Suburbans that they like pulled down the little screen. Yeah, me and my sister always watched Just Go With It. That was one of our favorite movies. Something I don't do much, but I enjoy is writing. I used to journal a lot and write down my thoughts. And I really liked being able to get out my feelings. Now I don't do it as much, but I'm hoping I can. Well, this book is making me do it. If I could lighten up a little bit, I'd let myself enjoy mosh pits. That was one of the artist dates that I could consider. It was with friends, I'm sorry. But I went to a concert and I was just trying to feel as engaged or like inspired from the concert as much as possible. And some of my friends that I went with, they just went into the mosh pit and were like kicking around, doing elbows, and I was just thinking there's no way I could do that right now. But maybe if I lighten up a little bit, one day I'll be able to go in there and hopefully not get severely injured. We'll see. If it weren't too late, I'd probably learn piano. Yeah, that would be a great thing for me to learn, is piano. I've been looking into YouTube videos on trying to teach me how to produce, and I gotta know an instrument, and barely know guitar, barely know piano, so maybe one's gonna be easier for me. I have no idea, but piano would be awesome if I learned. I think it would help me to be able to actually know the notes and have a better pitch. Let's see. Oh yeah, morning pages didn't do a lot. How was the experience for you? I mean, morning pages are still kind of feeling like a chore for me. I don't do it when I wake up. I kind of do it later on in the day. The experience isn't the best. I think I just don't like doing it as soon as I wake up. But yeah, I skipped a day. Why did I skip it? I just didn't feel like it, I guess is probably the best way to put it. I just didn't put it as a priority. I was trying to focus in on other creative outlets, and I just didn't feel like writing 3 pages was something I really wanted to do. Like, today I woke up and just started working on music from the dream that I had. I wasn't like, yeah, you know, I need to write it down right now. It was just like, I need to talk it out almost. Like, I think I would enjoy morning pages if it was just talk to yourself for 30 minutes. Because I have a lot of voice memos on my phone where I just can talk to myself forever. Or it helps me to like actually get out my thoughts by just speaking it. Writing is a little more difficult for me. I feel like I can't explain myself as much as I would like writing, and speaking, I don't really care how it comes across. It's just making sense to me. So yeah, the artist date. So like I said, went to a concert thing, saw my friends moshing, was trying to get inspired by like the other artists' merch, how they presented themselves on stage, how they interacted with fans. This particular artist had almost like a meet and greet after their concert, which was really nice to see. He interacted with the crowd, thanked everyone for coming, had some interesting merch that like relates to his name or the name of his band. And so it was just inspiring to see how people that have made it, what do they do? What are they thinking about? How are they wanting to come across? So it felt really good to kind of just mellow out and not think about too much. Yeah. Or at least I was trying to do that. Now I'm like thinking back, because this was like another issue that I had this week was uh I was trying to focus in on the concert and not really think about what was going on around me in my personal life with relationships. I was just trying to enjoy myself, and that caused some issues. So, uh, did you experience any synchronicity? I probably butchered that this week. What was it? I'm trying to think like what that would mean for me. Like, I guess so. It's still with my dreams. Like, I'm feeling in sync with how I'm actually starting to dream about music. This is something that's never happened to me before, is maybe I'm just thinking about music more often in my subconscious, and so it's starting to come out. uh well, it's not just in my subconscious, but I'm actually putting it into practice. I'm thinking about music, I'm actually doing music, and now it's coming out in my dreams. So I would say that's where I'm feeling the most in sync this week. Is I've never had this happen to me before. It's mostly nightmares or dreams I don't remember. So actually having dreams of lyrics that are in my head, or a particular sound that I'm looking for, or I think is cool, is really nice. And I hope I keep having dreams like this, because I think I could actually use it and make some good music that way. Because I trust my mind and I know whatever I'm thinking is cool to me, so I'm gonna do that. Um, what else did I feel in sync this week? With the book and the exercises. Yeah, I guess I already talked with Artist Date, but just trying to like put myself as, what if I was like on stage? What would I be saying? What would I be doing? How would I want to come across? So trying to be more present in that, and thinking about, what if that were me? So my mind is starting to believe in myself. Oops. Which is a cool feeling. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? No, I would just say the biggest thing is just I had a lot of issues with my relationships this week and work. I just have a lot expected for me, and I just like need some time to like keep to myself maybe, or chill out. My days off are starting not to feel like days off. And I'm getting burnt out with work. It's the biggest thing with that. And I'm also being asked of in my relationships, and I don't feel like I can really provide too much right now. In general, with friendships and romantic relationships, I just haven't seen some of like my friends that I've been wanting to see for months. And it's really a sad feeling to have people that I enjoy being around and people that I admire. One of the exercises in here was like write down people you admire and people you want to, or like you secretly admire. And a lot of the people I admire, I don't get to see very often. And it's just sad to like have to live this life the way that it is right now until I'm able to fully support myself in music. And then I'm gonna do that. Was that the last question? Oof, that was it. Let me go through like a couple more of the exercises. I've kind of read ahead on week 4, and I heard that it's reading deprivation week, which means that I'm not going to be able to like read anything. I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to do it at work, but like in my free time, I'm not gonna be able to like spend time on my phone or read books that I have. So I'm a little bummed by that. I don't know exactly what it entails, but that's just what I've heard. I haven't read too much into it. Describe 5 traits you like in yourself as a child. I was caring, sweet, thoughtful, silly. I love to laugh. Some of my best memories from when I was a kid was I spent a lot of time with like one of my best friends. Her name's Michaela. We would spend pretty much every day together. Her family felt like my family. I was always at her house. I loved her sisters like they were my own. And we were just so silly together. Like, I don't know what that was. Anyone else hear that? There's ghosts in my apartment. But like one of my first recollections of like writing music was we wrote a song about how we wanted a hamster, and like wrote it to, it was like a Bruno Mars song, I Want to Be a Billionaire or something. And we like changed the lyrics and sang it in front of people. Like we were like the type of kids to like sing in front of other people but like not be super good at it, but it was just for fun, or be super nervous. Like we did duets and stuff together. Like she was one of my biggest supporters and still is. And just thinking about like how I was allowed to like be whoever I wanted when I was like around her and around her family. And then I would like go home and I had to like be someone else, you know? Like it was such an interesting upbringing to have to pretend to be someone else and then who I actually was, and like going back and forth on it was something I really struggled with, and I don't like back and forth still. But I was silly, I was funny, I was sweet, I was boy crazy as a kid. I had some of the biggest crushes on boys. I was thoughtful though. I loved my friends. Yeah, those are things I just really liked about myself when I was a kid. Oh, another dream I forgot to mention. I had another dream for my morning pages that I wrote down. This one was about how me and one of my friends that I was in a band with, and we still make music together, we got this flyer for a music contest, and we could enter it. And so I asked if he could play with me for guitar. And so this was like the little drawing or the image I had of a flyer. So it was like singles were $5, pairs were 10, groups were 20, and yeah, and you could like enter it and then win a prize or something. But I didn't know this was like an actual thing. I just made this up, or I had it in my head, and I found out it actually is a thing to like enter music contests and win money. So that was a pretty cool made up idea that I had that actually is a real thing. But yeah, it's getting to be a better week. It's been a lot though. I've experienced some hard feelings this week and emotions, but I'm feeling better today, so hopefully the rest of the week will go well, and I'll keep you updated on week 4. We'll see how it goes. Bye, guys!